This conference will now be recorded.
Hi all, so welcome to performance testing with JMeter. Right, go to advanced level, um, and this will be day 5. Okay, so as a recap, uh, we yesterday we looked into this request response header methods. We understood about transactions, right? Then I hold on this topic, right, because it was late. So we will cover that, and then we will then I will enter in these topics of day 5. Correct. So moving back here. So browser cache, browser cookies. Okay, so see, before this the PPT was transaction, right? We covered all this thing. Now yeah, cookies cache. See, there is a concept called cache in our browser. Fine, you may have heard, right, cache cookies thing. So I'm just going to explain that. So what is browser cache? Browser cache is a storage area in browser memory where few static components or files are cached or stored locally. Okay, they are a storage area in browser memory where few static component or files are cached or stored locally whenever we visit and browse a web application. Correct. This file include any document building that web page, such as HTML files, CSS, JavaScript, image, graphics, multimedia content, etc. So actually what happens, see, whenever you visit any website, right, first time, so there are lots of websites we visit every day, right? So whenever you first time visit any website, so what will happen, there some component of that website, suppose you visit Flipkart or Amazon and you are navigating here and there, so what will happen, some component of that website will be stored locally in our browser. Okay, so I'm going to show you that. Fine. So to show that, first I'll do what, there is a shortcut called control shift delete, yeah, control plus shift plus delete. Okay, delete. This shortcut is used to clear the history, mainly in any browser. Okay, so I'll press control shift delete. So you see it, this came clear browsing data, right? And so now you can see here two things, cookies stuff and cache stuff, right? Here you can choose all time high, right? So cookies and cache thing. Now what, first I'm talking about this cache thing. So what I'll do, I will uncheck all this. or or we can let it be. That is not an issue. That is my personal thing, means personal setting I keep. Okay, fine, ignore that. This is not any, we are talking about cache thing first, right? So see, cache currently there are two the stuff I told, cache and cookies. So first we are talking about cache. Cookie I'll talk later. So for now the checkbox and cookie are disabled, right? Now here cache. Okay, here one checkbox is there, and currently what is the size, it's fine, 1.1 MB. Okay, here if you put check mark, it means and then if you do clear data, everything will be cleared. That is what history clearing you must have heard, right? We clear the history in browser. This is the same thing, right? In history we clear what, browsing history, download, cache, cookie, all those things, right? So currently here it's showing 1.1 MB, and I'll click on clear data. So it has been cleared. Now again I'll press Ctrl Shift Delete, and now you see how much it is, less than 1 MB, right? Less than. Now what I'll do, I'll start visiting some websites. Let's say Flipkart. Some little bit heavy website. Heavy website means just to show you thing, I'm visiting some heavy website. Heavy website means where content is very high, like Flipkart, Amazon. These websites are very heavy websites, right? Because so many contents are there. Okay. So for now, I just visited 3 websites. Right now, now what I'll do, I'll just press that Control Shift Delete again. So Control Shift Delete. Now you see the size, it has increased to 10 MB cache size, right? It has increased to 10 MB. I'm not clearing it. Okay, I'll cancel. Now what I'll do, I'll just navigate few pages on, let us say, Flipkart. Visited some website on Flipkart, right? We'll do what? We'll press Control Shift Delete again. Now you see it has increased to 18 MB, right? 18 MB. So earlier I just opened 3 websites, it was 10 MB. Now one website on Flipkart, I just navigated few pages, it increased to 8 MB more. So like that, in this, suppose from one you are visiting many website, you can check in your browser, in your personal laptop. If you have not cleared your cookies and cache, you will see it will be very huge in size, 600 MB, 700 MB, like that. That size will be there. We do not have to do anything. We have to just understand what the concept, why this cache is. Now what happen is, see, whenever you visit any website, right? So some static content. Static content means on any website, the content which doesn't change, like uh, few things that is designed by developers. Like, okay, I cannot explain that which content will download it. No, but yeah, somehow that thing is designed. Just understand. So static means which doesn't change on a website. Let us say this is Flipkart. You see, this all stuff will not change, right? Or this will not change. Here it is changing. Maybe tomorrow it will be different thing. So few that are called a static content. So static content, okay, they will be downloaded to the local storage of the browser. Every browser has this cache concept. Okay, and you browse multiple pages on same website. So on that multiple pages also, um, whatever the static content that will be saved. Okay, and that is why that size keeps on increasing. Okay, now you will ask me why that is done, why that saving is happening. So that happens because uh, caching helps in decreasing the response time on a web application at user end whenever that user visits that application repeatedly. Okay. I mean, suppose you have visited Flipkart, you have browsed some pages, you have closed. Now 2-3 days ahead, right, later on in future, 2 to 3 days in future, or maybe again 7 days in future, again you visit Flipkart. So what will happen? Some content will already be there. So those content, right, will be called immediately from the browser. Okay, there is a long process happen, right? Even I cannot show that how that was, but whatever the concept that I'll show and some practical I'll show, but many things happens, okay, in the depth. We do not have to go in the depth of that. So what will happen? I'll show you also. Do not worry. So when next time you are visiting Flipkart, so the content that are saved locally that will be loaded immediately, correct? Because they are saved. So instead of those content bringing from the Flipkart server, they are getting loaded from your local cache memory of browser. So obviously you will see what faster response. You will see, hey, it got loaded fast. But actually, why it got loaded fast? Because some content were at your laptop only. From that it got loaded, right? So that is why this thing is designed. So I'll show you. See, uh, I'll do what? I'll clear the cache. Okay, 18 MB. I'm clearing it. Right. Then I'll show you again. Control Shift delete. It's less than 1 MB. Right, means I have deleted all the previous cache. Now what I'll do, I will press F12. We'll go to the network tab, and here I'll open Flipkart. So see, I have cleared all the previous cache. So now I'm going to visit Flipkart. So it will be like new visit, okay? Because previous history I've deleted. So it doesn't mean that, see, in your laptop, if you are visiting Flipkart first time, it doesn't mean that in the life you are visiting first time. No, not like that. First time means, uh, suppose you visited a website, and then after that you clear cookies and cache. Okay, cookies we are going to learn next. And then you close the browser, you close the laptop next, or simply close the browser, and again you are again you open the browser and again you visit. So you will be a new visitor because previous history you have deleted. The history are saved in the form of cookie and cache in your laptop. So until and unless that is there, you are if you are visiting Flipkart multiple times in the life and you are not clearing cookie and cache, not only Flipkart, any website, okay? So it means that you are regular visitor, means you are like old visitor you will be, okay? So that's why the thing from cache will be loaded like that, it happens, right? But if you clear them and again you visit, so you will be a new visitor. So what I have done, I've cleared all the cache right in front of you. Now I'm going to visit Flipkart. I'll just open the Flipkart homepage. So it means that I'm a new visitor now. Okay, so it has opened. Now you see some embedded components here, CSS file, JavaScript files, and you see this size. Okay, size you see here for all embedded resources. This some size is displayed here, right here, and here also. All these images are sizes, correct? Now here some millisecond is there. So what happened? These all are called from server. Okay, because first time I visited. How first time? That because I've cleared all the previous cookie and cache, right? Now what I'll do, I'll just clear this stuff and I'll refresh this page. Refreshing means you think just revisiting, right? Revisiting. So when I'll refresh this page, so now you see that for the same component, see, for the same JSS, now what it is showing? Earlier here size was showing, right? Some size it was showing. Now what it is showing? Memory cache. And what is the time here? Not for that only. If I scroll down, see here, most for most, correct? You see why 0 millisecond? Because this component, when I first time visited, were stored in cache. You see memory cache. And when I'm refreshing, means let us say refreshing means I revisiting. So though these component getting called from server, they got loaded from local cache in front of me. So it saved my the page got loaded a little bit faster, right? And you see that's why here no size is showing and time also 0 ms because there is no transaction happen. It got loaded right from so there is no transaction happening from server for this. and you must have seen it was a little bit faster. The page got loaded a little bit faster, right? So that is the caching concept. Caching, correct? So this is why it's there. Next, cookies. Cookies is more important. Cache is very simple to understand. Cookies is little bit tricky to understand. But once you understand cookies, you will get a very clear picture of user session on a website. Okay. Cookies are a small PC. Cookies are a small piece of data sent by the web application to the browser, and then vice versa when the user visits it, right? So cookies are a small piece of data sent by, see, this is browser, this is application. So cookies are a small piece of data sent by web application. Whenever a user is, this is browser, okay, user visits any application through browser only. So whenever user visits the first time, you can say a application, so when the response comes, with that some piece of data comes to the browser. Those are cookies. Okay, and then vice versa. And then after that, whatever the transaction, again next transaction that user will be doing with that application, this cookie will be carried back to the application, again coming back from the application, means it will be like there for the reference. Okay, with every request and response in header it will be there. Yesterday I think I've shown you a cookie kind of thing in header. So again I'll show you, do not worry. In header it will be uh, coming and going. But first, from where it will be coming? From first time it will be coming from the application side. Okay, that value will be coming from the application side to the browser. And then vice versa, that transaction happen whenever the user visits the application. These are stored in, again, in that browser using which the user is browsing that data. These are the parts of headers, remember. Request header, response header. First response header, then request header. Now why they are there? Okay, this cookies remembers the user session for that user on that application. User session. Cookie helps in remembering the user session. Cookie helps in remembering cookies remember helps in remembering the user session for that user on that web application, and hence it helps the HTTP protocol to remember its previous state, because HTTP protocol is a stateless protocol. See, HTTP protocol basically a stateless protocol. Stateless protocol means it's kind of Gajini. So like how in Gajini the fellow doesn't know like what he did previously or before 15 minutes, what he did he doesn't know, right? He keeps on doing the action, but previously what he had done he doesn't remember. So that is how this HTTP protocol works. Okay, so to make the HTTP protocol remember what he does in the previous state, this cookie comes in picture. So again we'll see this in practically. Theoretically we'll not understand, right? Practically we'll see in future. When I'll do the scripting, I'll make you guys understand. But for now, we are understanding what is cookie, how it is generated. Okay, so it helps in remembering the user session for that user on the application, and hence it helps the HTTP protocol to remember its previous state, because HTTP protocol is a stateless protocol. Example of cookie are session ID, some trusted certificate, some token, JSession ID, cookie value. Cookie helps in making the transaction unique, secure, and easy with the user and the web application, between user and web application. Now we'll see. So this is the browser. I'll go and do what? I'll press Control Shift Delete, and now this time here cookies is there. You can see here it's showing cookie from 39 site. Ignore that. I'll just click on cookies. Cache I'm not clearing. Okay, because just to show you should not get confused. So I have unchecked the cache thing, cookie. I have put a check mark in cookie and I'll do clear data. So all So this will be deleted. Okay, clear. So again, I'll just show you Control Shift Delete. So you see, the cookies has been deleted. Nothing, right? Now what I'll do, I'll visit Flipkart. So I visited Flipkart, right? I cleared the cookie and I visited the Flipkart. So I am a new user to the Flipkart. You will think that you just visited Flipkart. No, actually I deleted the cookie, right? Basically. So the previous thing has been deleted. So when again I am visiting, I am a new user. Okay, kind of thing. So now again I'll press Control Shift Delete. So you see now it's showing from foresight. Means what happened? Some cookie, some value. Okay. Uh, I'll show you how the value looks. Do not worry. But some value got stored came earlier. It was zero, right? Just now I've shown that it was zero, but now it's showing from foresight. Foresight means I visited the Flipkart and response came. So from with the response, some four values has came. It's showing from foresight actually from Flipkart only. Some values has came cookie value, and it is showing here. Okay. So originally first time it will the cookie value will come from the application only. Okay, how that look, how that transaction happen, I'll show you. For now, ignore that. We'll understand what this cookie does. Now, I will click on a mobile. I will choose any mobile. कोई तो एक mobile डालो. I will add to cart. I've added this to cart. Fine. Now, you see, this is showing, this camera is showing in my cart. Okay, now what I'll do, I will open one more Google Chrome. New Google Chrome, separate Google Chrome I am opening. And I'm visiting Flipkart here. Now, when I visited Flipkart in this Google Chrome, you see here it's showing cart and some item it is showing. If I go there, see here also it's showing that camera. I already added in my cart. Okay, so how that has happened? You can try at your and laptop also. You add something in Flipkart and you can close the Flipkart also. And I have not logged in also. If you think this is saved in wish list, no, I am not logged in also. You see, no login has been done. So you can try this. I'll give you this as a homework. You open Flipkart, add some item in the Flipkart, close the Flipkart, close the browser also, all browser. You can close your laptop also. And again restart laptop after 1 hour or immediately you can restart. Open browser, open again Flipkart, but same browser you have to open because every browser has their different cookie and cache stuff. So here we visited using Google Chrome, so you have to open same browser, open Flipkart there, and you will see those 3 item or 4 item which you have added will be there in the card. It will be showing. How? Correct. You have not logged in also. So how? So if suppose there is a wish list concept, if you remember, right? That uh, uh, we can select the if I log in and then I can keep the orders in my order. Later I can order. So that is different thing. You have to log in for that. But here I have not logged in. Still it's showing me, right? Now what I'll do, I'll press on any of the browser because both browser are same. I'll just press Control Shift Delete. Here this cookie pop-up came, right? I will here you see cookies is there. I'll clear it. Hmm, Cleared. Now I'll just refresh this page. and I'll refresh this page as well. See both Google Chrome side by side. So you can see, right? I refresh, I clear the cookie and refresh both the pages, and you see that item is gone now. So how? Because that is what, when I visited Flipkart, from the Flipkart some value came, right? I have shown in the cookie side. Now in that value, whatever you do on that website, that is stored in that. Okay, in encoded form. We cannot read it, but that is there. That is that you can say history kind of thing is stored in that. Right. So as I said, you added few items that was stored in that value, and that value is there in the browser. When you close the browser, as I said, you can restart your laptop again. When you open the same browser, and again when you visit the same Flipkart, so what is happening? Again, when you are visiting the Flipkart, you are sending request to the Flipkart server to open it, right? Because you are sending that flipkart.com, you obviously will send a homepage request, so it will send the response. But now what will happen? This value which already came, that will be stored right in the browser. So that value will also go to the server. Now that Flipkart will recognize that value, and he will say, he will, okay, this value has added some item in my cart. So when I'll send the response, I will send those items already added in the cart to him. Okay, to him. So that's why when I again open that Flipkart here, you can see that item was showing to me. Correct. You can also try. Now in front of you, I cleared the cookies. When I cleared the cookies, means that value, right? That value which was there, I deleted that existing value, right? I cleared the cookies, I did. And when I'm refreshing both the pages, refreshing means, and again you are sending the request, right? In the cache stuff I have just shown, refreshing means again you are sending the request. So now again when I'm sending the request, but now this time the value is not there. It got deleted. So it is going like a new request because it is not carrying any history. This request to access the Flipkart homepage, right here or here, it is going as a new, because previous history it's not carrying because that value I deleted. So the server is recognizing me as a new, and you can see a new kind of website as new, right? It's new means of, suppose you are newly visited this Flipkart, if you visit, there should be nothing in your cart, right? It will be blank. So it has sent me like new stuff. Okay. So that is what. So user this cookies helps me in remembering the user session on the website. So a few more example I'll give you. Then I'll show you also that values how it looks. Let us say you open Gmail, you do sign in. Now, uh, obviously everyone will be accessing Gmail every day, right? So do one thing, right? Or I think you have tried this also, Gmail, right? You sign in Gmail. You have to enter the email ID, then you will enter the password. And when you log in, the inbox directly will land to the inbox, right? Correct, inbox. Now you do one thing, do not, on the top, the sign out button is there, right? So generally in our personal laptop, generally it is recommended that from wherever you log out, you do the sign out, right? But let us say it's your personal laptop, so you do not do the sign out. You simply close the browser, you shut down your laptop, correct? And again, you can open your laptop. Again, you open the Google Chrome or whichever browser you previously used, and directly you go to the Gmail. So when you will go to the Gmail, that time you will see it will not ask you for the username and password. Directly it will directly it will go to the inbox page. So how that has happened? Okay, and now you do one thing, you clear the cookies by pressing Ctrl Shift Delete, and then you immediately refresh that page. You will see you have not signed out. Do not sign out also. You just clear the cookie, and you just refresh that page. You'll see you are automatically signed out of the Gmail. Okay, this you can try. So how that is happening? Because that's same. When you first time you sign to the Gmail, the value was there, and your signing history was saved in that value. Next time when you opening the laptop again and again you are visiting the Gmail, you are sending the request to open the Gmail. With that previous value will go. Now that Gmail application will check, hey, that fellow is already signed in and he has this value, means he has a genuine. So I will not ask him to sign in again, and directly he will give you the inbox page, and you do not have to log in uh, again, right? You directly go to the inbox page without signing in, only directly you will go. So why that is happening, right? You must have seen, but that is the reason behind it. Now, when next time when you are clearing that cookie and again you are refreshing, you are automatically sign out without doing the sign out. You are automatically sign out of the Gmail. Why? Because that value is deleted, right? Whatever that value was there, that got deleted, the cookie value. And when you are refreshing, means you are sending the again the request to open that inbox page. But now since that value is not going, so that server will not recognize you. He will think that this is a new fellow. Directly give him first the page to sign in. So automatically you will be signed out, and this page will come to sign in again, right? So that is the concept of cookie. So these cookies are helpful, like why that is designed. That is what they help in HTTP protocol, right? See, suppose you have sign in, correct? Or yeah, suppose you have signed into your Gmail on your personal laptop and you are closing the browser, and again you are opening it. Again, suppose you are a boss of company and you have to always check the mail, right, every 1 hour or something. So it will again open your Gmail, right? So again it will ask you to sign in. uh, it will be irritated for you, right? Irritating, it becomes irritating, right? What if it automatically sign in, or your sign in history is saved? So it will become easy, right? Easy means the communication, right? It becomes easy. Will like it. But suppose every time you are signing, even if you are not doing sign out, you are just closing the browser, and again you are opening Gmail, and again it's asking sign in. You'll get irritated, right? Every 15 minutes, 1 hour, you are doing sign in, sign in, sign in. So this is why HTTP protocol do not remember what it has done previously. So to make it remember, cookies will be there. Okay, that hey, you have sign in or all this thing. So it will send the server to that value. Server will remember, hey, this fellow has signed in, so directly give him the inbox page. Same way, think like that on Flipkart, right? That suppose on Flipkart there is a very big billion day sale going on, 20 let us say on 25th of November, let us say, right? So what, let us say uh, uh, on 25th of November there is Wednesday, and you have office. You will not be having a time to choose what you want to buy. So this Saturday only you have selected all the item and you have added to the cart, like how I have added, I had just added, right? And on 25th of November you have opened the Flipkart, and you see all those items are still there. So you will love it, right? Correct. That because that Flipkart will remember that. That day on 25th of November, directly you go log in and book, place the order, right? So that is what, this is why cookies helps in remembering the previous session, user session. And if you clear the cookie, you will be treated as a new user to the website, right? Now how those values comes, that I'll show you. I'm going to show you using Mozilla Firefox. Here it looks little bit beautiful. That's why I've just pressed Control Shift Delete here, and I've cleared all the cookies and right and other history also. Now what I'll do, I'll go and do inspect, and I'll go to the network tab. I'll open Amazon.in. So I cleared the previous record, right, and I open Amazon.in. So I'll be like a new user again because the previous cookies stuff I deleted. So I'm a new user. Okay. So now this is the first that is the URL, right, request that is going. So you see here in header, response header. First time I'm visiting this website, so generally in the response, because the cookie value first time it will come from the server side only, and these are the part of header. So in response header, let us find something here. Cookies, you see some cookies entries, right? Some they we do not have to remember, just we have to understand this concept. Okay, but in response they will not be there. See, nothing is there. No entry called cookies in response. Sorry, in request header. This is request header. Why? Because I'm first time visiting, right? So first these all will come from the server side. So what I'll do, I'll take few value. I'll just save here. This is time, session ID time. Okay, fine. We can take or ignore that. I have kept this one. Okay. Now what I'll do, I will clear this, and let us say I'll choose one footwear. I have clicked on footwear. So some footwear list has came. Now what was the request that went? We'll find that request. So I think this is the request, the document one. Little bit we can match from here. It's matching, right? I'll go click on that. So now you see now in the request header that the value is there 001906. With that many additional thing got added. This is what it's encrypted. We cannot read it, right? So this is how this transaction happen. So that is what, suppose I'll add those items, right, as the Flipkart example that I've shown. So those information will be stored here. And next time if I'm closing the Amazon and again opening few days later on, or Flipkart, and again I'm visiting the Flipkart, right? So obviously this request will go. With that, this information will go. So that fellow um, Amazon server will remember, okay, this fellow has done this. He has signed in with me already, or he has added this product. So show him that product, right? Correct. So you see, first this value came from where? From server side, and after that, whatever you activity do with that activity, it goes to the server, right? With all those activity, plus other additional information also it goes to the server, so that it helps the server remember that the user has done this thing with you previously. Okay, and this exchange happen, you see this value will be here also, see. Okay, fine. Plus there is one token, you see 5ZQ something, you see this token is matching here 5Z. First this value came from server side, then next time when we did something, this value got generated and it went to the server. Now this value is here, right? So this value has become a point of, you can say, common interaction, right? So that they recognize each other. Correct. Okay, like this. So next time also, if I close the Amazon and open it again later on, So whenever I'll send the request, with request this value will go. And Amazon will remember, okay, this fellow has already signed in, or this fellow has added this product in my cart, right? So that, okay, right? So this is what cookies concept. Okay, this is how the Gmail example will work, the Flipkart or any example. You log into Facebook nowadays, I think no one will be running, but same thing, you log into Facebook and you do not log out, correct? And you close the browser and again you open the browser later on, you will see directly you are logging into Facebook without signing, right? So to make the transaction easy, right, so that we do not have to always log in, um, and to remember the previous state, right? These concepts are made. Other, okay, that is what cookies. And if you clear this, right, if you just press Control Shift Delete, so this data will be cleared. Again, new data will be generated, and you will be treated as a new user because previously everything has been deleted, right? And that is the reason. See, that is the reason we have a incognito mode. You must have been knowing, right? In our browser, generally there is incognito mode. This is called incognito mode, right? Incognito mode, or it is also called as, in Google Chrome. In Google Chrome, it is incognito mode. In Mozilla Firefox, it is called private mode. In private mode. In private mode. Okay. Or in Safari or in Opera or in Edge browser also, it is called in private mode. So what happens in private mode? It doesn't save anything. You see, cookies cache. So generally now, if we have to do some R&D and we do not want to save anything, we use incognito mode, right? So what will, in incognito mode, what will happen? Any suppose I'm using incognito mode, and if I use Flipkart, open Flipkart, correct? I'll show you just a second. Here is Flipkart. I will add one printer to my cart. So you can see here this filter is showing in my cart, but parallelly I have this incognito. Plus this, I have one more Flipkart which is open in normal mode. It is two Flipkart, right? So normal means to Google Chrome normal browser I have opened, normal mode I have opened. So I'll go here and go to cart. So you see here in both it's showing that printer is there. Now I have incognito mode also opening. Now what I'll do, I'll open Flipkart in incognito mode. And if I go to the cart, there is nothing in the cart. Here it's not showing anything, but here it's showing. But why it's not showing here in incognito mode? Okay, or uh, let us say here I'll add a dryer, add to cart. It is this dryer. This dryer is there, right? Okay, in my incognito mode here in cart. But if I refresh here, it will not show. This is normal mode. Google Chrome has been open normal mode. This is incognito mode. So why here it's behaving like that? Because the incognito mode, in incognito mode, what will happen? Here, what is happening? When you I visited the Flipkart again, so already previous cookies are there, right? It got sent to the that Flipkart, and when the response come, it is showing okay, printer has been added because that history is saved, right? The cookie history is saved. But in this mode, what happening? Whenever you use incognito mode, it will not take anything from the previous history. It will always start a fresh session fresh kind of session. So that's why when I opened the Flipkart, so when the request went to open the Flipkart, with that no previous means this the for this whatever cookie were there, right? They were not sent because that is a separate area. Incognito mode is kind of separate area. So there previously, if any cookie or any cache is saved also, that will not be considered. It will not allow. It will start a fresh session. Okay, and that's why we cannot see the this kind of information here because a fresh session has started. Fresh session has started with that Flipkart. Previous cookie and cache was not sent, even though it is there, but it was not sent. That is why this is called incognito mode. That is made like that only. And same way, whatever I did it here, right? This information is saved for till this browser is open. This incognito mode is open, and it cannot be mixed with this. So that's why I added a dryer. But when I'm refreshing here, the dryer thing is not coming here. Correct. And when you close the incognito mode, everything will be deleted immediately. Automatically, the cookies cache history will be deleted. That is what on the incognito first page it has been it shows, right, that uh, does not save all this stuff, right? So automatically those information will be deleted. Correct. So that is what let us say already you have to start a fresh session and you do not want to store anything. We use incognito mode. This is the reason because automatically cookie and cache will be deleted, right? So next time in normal mode or even if you close this, let us say if you this Flipkart, right, this hair dryer is there. If I close this and again I open the incognito mode, again I open Flipkart, we've got nothing. See, it will go to the cart. See, nothing is there, right? The dryer is not showing. Why? Because when I closed, that cookie thing got cleared that time only. Means the session information completely got deleted. And again, when I am opening the Cognito, again I am restarting a new session. Again, I am starting a new session. Getting the point. So that is what the Cognito, in this Cognito, this happens. Okay. And in normal mode, generally those cookie and cache are saved. They are by default, they are saved. And that's why in normal mode when you open Gmail or Facebook or this, suppose you have added multiple item in your Flipkart and after for few days you open Flipkart, you see the things will be there or you will be automatically logged into the Gmail because there the cookie is saved. And when you are again opening, that cookie information is going and server recognizes that okay, this fellow has already logged in or this fellow has uh, added this item to my account, show him, because that is saved. But in incognito mode, you nothing from, if anything saved also, that will not be considered. Your session will start freshly with the server, and till the incognito mode is open, whatever the transaction will happen, once you close the incognito window, everything will be deleted. So nothing will be saved also. Correct. Any cookie in that transaction, nothing will be saved. So next time again, if you open incognito again, it will be fresh session to you with that application, right? Incognito in private. So that is called session. Okay, user session or a session on a application, right? And this is what cookies is. Going forward, in when we'll be doing the recording, right? I talked recording phase 3. We record the stuff. So recording will be doing in incognito mode. Why we'll be doing in incognito mode? Because we, whenever we do anything, first time when we are recording, we have to do everything in a fresh session. Okay. So obviously in incognito mode, any website you open, it will open with a fresh session. Fresh means new session only. Correct? Okay. So that is what cookie cache concept, session concept, right? These all thing why we have learned is because we will be implementing this in our performance testing going coming future. See, power of clearing cookies and cache. I'll explain one real time example. Earlier, okay, Hotstar. You can open Hotstar now, but earlier, few years back, what was happening? Hotstar used to show 5 minutes free IPL match. Okay, IPL very famous 2020 match. Okay, so 1 over, generally who are aware of cricket, 1 hour, 1 over 6 balls, right? Generally it will finish in 5 to 7 minutes. Correct. Okay, now there is a fellow, any fellow, when he is visiting Hotstar first time, so he will be treated as a new user, right? And then he will do something, and then cookies transaction will happen, and he will become a old user, right? And he will first time he will watch 5 minutes, 1 over he will watch. After that, that 5 minutes will become over, and that website will say to him, "Hey, sign in. Okay, now you have to sign in. Your 5 minutes is over." Now that fellow will do what? He will close the browser and he will clear the cookie, or he will open the Hotstar in incognito mode, and obviously he will watch that 5 minutes and he will close the incognito. Everything will be deleted. Again, he will open the incognito and it will be new session again with the Hotstar. So Hotstar will not recognize because IP address and other thing are not considered here. Yesterday I told, right, that how server remembers that even IP address is same, even browser is same, even you open same website, but in one if you search Nike, one you search Adidas, this interchange cannot happen because of these headers, because of these cookies. Okay, so 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 even the IP address will be same. It doesn't matter. Okay, because from one IP address, multiple people will be there, right? Suppose you are in home and many people through that Wi-Fi will be using Hotstar, right? So IP address doesn't make an impact. Tanka sound double नहीं करो. Okay, so right, so IP address is not considered, right? So again he will open incognito. Again he will go to Hotstar and he will treat it as a new user. So again he will watch 1 hour free. So like that 20 time he will do 20 hours done, IPL one inning done. He can watch without payment also. Whole IPL he can watch. So to avoid that, now if you open Hotstar, you can see still you can watch 5 minutes free, but now they are asking to register you with your mobile number. You can open Hotstar now and you can check. Okay, if IPL match is going, you can check. Okay, uh, now he will asking, he still that offer is there, 5 minute free offer, but now you have to first sign up with your mobile number. So that nowadays from where you will bring multiple mobile number, maximum in your house, maximum 10 people will be there. 10 mobile number you will use, more than that you cannot use only, right? So that was a loophole, right? Now that loophole they have covered, but that is how cookies work. That is what new session got, understand, right? New session, old session, correct? If the same fellow, if he use the normal mode, he doesn't clear the cookie, and if he visit the Hotstar again, so the cookie will be there and cookie will track. Okay, that fellow I just visited, he's a old fellow. Do not give him the free 5 minute. Ask him to pay. Like that, these things works. Okay. So that is all about the browser, a request response, and HTTP protocol. Now we will be entering into uh, the day 5 topic, which are something related to the application architecture. Uh, right. So in that, for today, I'll just explain this topic. Right. Tomorrow I'll cover this. Some delay is going on, do not worry, but I do not escape. We'll repeat day 5 again tomorrow. I'll just repeat this for today. This topic I'll cover client side and server side performance testing. Tomorrow we'll see this architectures. Okay. So no, do not go. We'll finish this one for today. So server side and client side or UI performance testing. Okay. So see, whenever we visit any website, correct? Fine. So whenever we send a request, right? Request goes to the server. Means whenever we do any transaction, request is generated and that goes to the server and response comes. Now response comes in code format. This is the home page, right, of Amazon. And if you see, uh, if you see, this is the code for that, right? You can match here. We'll go to the response. I have clicked on the first request, right? Header are there. This it's showing this. Here raw is there. I'll just click on this. You see this code? You can match this code, right? Yeah. See. So how I bring this code? Generally, I told this yesterday also, right? You can just right click and do view page source. So whatever the code for this page, it will be shown to you, right? So response always comes in code format. Okay. Now understand here. There are three kinds of response time. Okay. There are three kinds of response time. One response, see, when the request went to the server, this is browser end, this is server end. Server means application. So when the request went to the server send me the response. When this response comes to the browser, that response comes in code format. This code, right? So the time taken for that, the request going and the response coming in the code format till the browser, correct? Till the browser, that is called as, let us say, I'll give it a name called T1, a response time. Let us say whatever 2 seconds it take, 2 seconds. Okay, the time it took 2 seconds. This response time, whatever time it will take, there is no rule for that. Every website will have different value. So when the request went to the server and from server when the response came in the code format, because the code only comes in response, right? So sometime it will be there. Let us say I'm taking example 2 seconds, T1, right? 2 seconds. So this time it is called real response time or server response time. Okay, server response time. Or normally also we can call it as a response time only. Fine. Now after that, what happens when this code, right? When this code comes to us, that code is processed and these embedded resources are downloaded, they are rendered. So in that again two times are there. One time will be T2 let us say whatever 2 seconds, 1 second you take. This will be time for downloading of all the embedded resources, and one more time will be there, T3, for processing of that code. And once these all are downloaded, then making the full website ready, this page ready that you see, T3, whatever, let us say 0.5 seconds. These two are considered as part of one time only. Why? Because once these embedded resources will be downloaded, then only full processing will happen, and then only we'll see the whole website beautifully, right? This website that you see here. So that's why this T2 and T3, time taken to process and time taken to download embedded resource, they're kind of same, you can say, same process. Okay. Now this thing happens where? It happens on the client end. Client, who is client here? Client is the browser, on the browser end, on the user end, right? Okay. So generally whenever we do the performance test, so you got understand, right, that three type of response times are there. So generally when we do the performance testing, in 90% of case, generally we only measure this server response time or the normal response time, this one. Means only the response that has came to us in the code format, how much time it has taken. That will let us say for 100 user how much it has taken, for one user how much taken. Correct. Generally in most of the project, we worry about this time only, right? Now in few project, if demand will be there, we also measure this time. Why mostly we ignore this time? Because this happens in user end. Performance testing we do what generally to check the performance of the server, but this thing is happening on user side, right? So on user side, let us say if your laptop is slow, if your browser is slow, if your RAM is slow, you do not have much RAM, right? You have very old processor. So obviously this thing will take time, right? Downloading, processing will take time. So will you say that a website is slow? No, you cannot say, right? Let us say if your internet is poor and you are down opening any website, do you blame website, right? No, right? Your internet is poor, your machine is old. How you can blame the website that website is slow, right? So this criteria, we test this in the when requirement comes, we also test this time because that is also important. Okay, but this is a secondary part of performance testing because this stuff happens on client side. We do not worry about that. We worry about this response time generally, the main one. Getting the idea? So that is what uh, in industry you may see server side performance testing or the server side response time, that is also called a response time, and client side performance testing. Okay, fine. Client side performance testing means the time we measure uh, that is taken on the client end for all processing and downloading. Correct. So this response time, the final response time, is also called the end-to-end response time. I'll ask me what is that, right? So end-to-end means that there was T1 time, and then this total T2 and the T3. T2 and T3 was happening on the client side, on the user side, downloading of embedded resource and processing. So if you add them total, that is called end-to-end response time, complete response time. And this time is only called as server response time, right? Fine. So that is what it goes. Generally in Google Chrome, you will see this time. here. Uh, wait. You'll see this time, see, load time. Okay. And one DOM content loaded will be there and load time. In this rate that you see. This time that you see here, it is the total time taken by that Flipkart page to for the code to come and process, and then this website to become beautiful, this home page to become beautiful. Okay, so this time will be generally combination of what? T1, T2 and T3. Okay. Right. So T1 was what? This response came to the browser, T1, and then T2, T3 downloading the embedded resources and processing, making this. So complete end to end. So that time will be shown over here in that red color. Generally, T1 should always be less than that because that is total time, right? And as I said, in performance testing, generally we measure the most of time 90% of project we worry about this T1. We measure the T1 only. T2, T3 we very rarely measure. If requirement is there, we do. Okay, we measure that. Fine. So that is called client-side performance testing, server-side performance testing, server-side response time, end-to-end response time. Okay. Fine. Now tomorrow we'll be talking about application architecture. So thank you. Bye.